Welcome to my garden on July 14th. These right here are Japanese beetles, and I haven't really started munching on this hibiscus plant too much, but I need to start spraying for them. These two here, of course, are creating more Japanese beetles, those two right there. So need to start spraying for them. You could get a bucket of soapy water and pick them off and put them in there, but I think it's far easier. I just spray the plant with, I have a garden sprayer, and I just put dish soap and water in there, and that seems to help. It doesn't kill them, but then it doesn't hurt the rest of the environment or the birds or anything. I've been working on this flower bed right here, and look at all the poppies that are coming up. Those come up from seeds every year like that, and then they overwinter and grow into poppies next year and bloom. Then they drop seeds everywhere. This here is blue stripe. It's got nice yellow flowers, but about the middle of the year, every year, it starts looking really tacky, so I just cut it down. Some of them along the edge of the sidewalk here I just pulled up because I want to stop having things hanging over the sidewalk. And here I planted some moss roses, and I just set this watering pot right there. Then every time I walk by, I can water. Because right here, it's full sun. This is a very hot flower bed. Here's some moss roses that self-seeded themselves right there from previous years. This is one right there. So it'll probably drop more seeds into here. And here is some sedum that's just starting to bloom. I've actually had it for several years, I don't know, 2 or 3. It hasn't bloomed yet, so this is the first year it bloomed. This one here bloomed, yellow like that. I don't know why it fell over, unless somebody stepped on it. This hibiscus here, I dug up half of it because it's just too big for this area. But when I tried to dig it up, the stems broke off. So I left half of it. Look how big this flower is. Right here. It's bigger than a hand. There's another one down there. Look at all these ones that are starting to bloom. I'm probably going to dig it up this fall after it goes dormant and put it over here. Here's the half that I tried to move. These stems are from previous years. There's something that's coming up. I don't know what that is. So maybe it didn't die. I was just assuming I killed it. And all these are bulbs I dug up accidentally with it when I was moving it. So I need to replant them. Let's hope that is this hibiscus that was living here, that I moved here. I dug up all of these daylilies to do it, and some of them are coming back. Evidently I didn't dig them all up. And all these Asiatic lilies are done. And here's some yarrow that's still blooming. That was just coming, and these have already bloomed. They start red and they get whiter as they bloom. Here's that one that's still kind of red. This is hardy geranium. There's a big old hardy geranium plant in here. It just goes all over the place in here. And here's some of that loose strife. It's not blooming now. And here is tiger lilies. I kind of love tiger lilies. They have a bloom that faces down like the Mardigan lilies, and they grow little bulbules in there that, although I've never tried, that will actually grow into new bulbs, new stalks. But like, see, this one here is doubled into 2 of them. There's only planted 1 here. Now it's 2, and they'll just keep increasing like that. See, the bird feeder is empty. Seems like it empties pretty fast. There's the blue jay over there eating cat food. Blue jays and robins eat cat food too. Here's the daylily that's done. I've cut off most of the stalks. But here's one I haven't cut off yet. Just when they get like that, you might as well cut them off. There's no more blooms on it. There's 2 more blooms on this one. So when those are all done blooming, I'll cut it off. Here's another Asiatic lily that's not even bloomed yet. Here's a sunflower. I can only assume that this is from the bird feeder, since I didn't plant sunflowers out here. And this is a Monarda, or sometimes called bee balm. And I planted this one up here from the one I had out back last year. I divided it, moved it up here. It's really a pollinator attractor. As you can see, this bee on here. I've seen butterflies on there too. And this is cranberry with a Japanese beetle on it. They need a certain temperature. And usually when it gets hot enough, they will come out. And it's strange, when it cools off, they're just gone all of a sudden. I'm probably going to take this bush out of the flower bed to make more room for other perennials. Here's phlox. Here is a stargazer lily. Here's a stargazer lily. They smell so good. There's 2 of them there. And this is tall garden phlox. And this plant here, it was just a little thing when I planted it in a pot from a nursery, and it just keeps getting bigger every year. Here's an Asiatic lily that's just about done. Just one here, and it's looking pretty peaked, so it's time to come, and I cut them off right there so the plant doesn't waste its energy making seeds. There are some plants that you do want to make seeds, but some you don't. And look at all these Japanese beetles out here. Here is some loose strife down in there. It's still blooming right there. Most of it's all done, but here's some that's not done yet. This is another hibiscus. Has deep dark red flowers when it blooms. And these are all loose strife in here. It's done blooming for the year. This here is devil's. Okay, I'll have to look it up because I forgot. These are tulip seeds. I want to see if they'll grow. I left them on a tulip to see. Here's another bush. This is a cherry, high bush or bush cherry. I'm just going to dig it up and get rid of it. This is Sweet William that I started from seed and then transplanted out here this year. Looks like there's another one right there. I've been putting a lot of low-growing plants right here on the inside. Here's some more stuff. It's not blooming right now. I put out here. And here's some columbine, and you do want to let that grow to seed. Here's something I don't let it grow. I just pull it up. And here's more columbine. Kind of went to seed out here. There's some more stuff. I don't know what it is. A lot of times we can get things in a package of mixed seed, which is I call it creeping Jenny, but I let it grow because I like to have the flower bed covered, the ground covered. I like a more wild flower bed, so I leave a lot of organic material in it because I think it makes really good soil. I don't know what that is, but it looks like primrose maybe. This is coneflower. And I got 2 clumps of them going back here. Here's more of the yarrow, but it's not doing so well back here because there's more shade. I never stake any of my plants up. And here's some peonies that have gone to seed, which is a waste of the plant's energy, but I'm not so much worried about peonies. Here is a hardy geranium I planted here. I got it last year from seed and planted it here. And it's just getting bigger. Here is, I believe this is called calendula, that self-seeded itself here. Here is a lupin that self-seeded here. Here's some plantain. I think that's a weed I don't want, so I'm just going to try and pull it up without. There. Here's another lupin. Here's the same one that self-seeded. I had it growing way down there at the end. And it self-seeded itself way up here. And this, I believe it's called calendula. I had a flower pot sitting right here last year. And there's some more of it right there. And it really drops seeds over the side. That's why I put this flower pot here, buried it in the soil, hoping that it would drop seeds over the side and just fill this area up with moss roses. These are lemon lilies. The flowers aren't open right now. They're very pretty and big. They're a daylily. There's some more hardy geraniums in there. And this ground cover in here with the little blue flowers is called plum bagel. It only blooms in the fall. And here's why I cut down the loose stripe this year, at this time of year, because it's looking so ratty. I used to cut it down and it comes back. I just haven't got to this part yet here. And here's some poppies. I usually cut those down because they die back in the middle of the year, and I haven't cut those back yet. Here's a Asiatic lily. I don't stake anything up, and it really looks like it's falling over. This was a big honeysuckle bush, but I started cutting it down last winter, but I didn't get done because it shades this whole area too much. And this here, it's getting really big. It just shot up. The birds actually dropped some seeds for this eastern red cedar here, and that's where it came from. And for years, it was just a little short thing, because it was in the shade underneath of this honeysuckle bush. But I've been cutting down the honeysuckle bush because it drops seeds everywhere, and I have to keep digging up honeysuckle bushes everywhere. And I'm going to have to dig this up because I don't want this overtaking this little area here either, and putting it in shade. This is a shrub that, or a tree that birds love because it has little red berries they eat. And I have some out back that I planted just for the birds, which is why they were eating them and dropped one of them there. And of course it took off into another tree. So I need to dig that up. This is coral bells right here. And it's been here for many years. Lamb's quarters there. I don't want that weed in there. Yeah, look how this coral bells is divided into all these different plants. This other plant here with leaves like that is lamium, and it has yellow flowers. And there's a big, huge hosta there. This is a stilby. It's done blooming for this year. This lily of the valley. This here, it's alpine strawberries. The birds eat them, so I've kind of left them. Here is a brunera. Here's some coral bells with different variety. Here's another coral bell of a different kind. And here's some weeds right here. Here's a honeysuckle seedling that I have to dig up. It just drops everywhere. Here's an Asiatic lily. It's not even bloomed yet. Look at that. There's some more of those bush cherries that I need to dig up. I'll cut them down and dig them up. There's The Lenten rose right here. It seems like it blooms most of the year. Here's a hospice. So, if you liked my garden, can you please like my channel and subscribe, and I will talk to you later on. It is so hot out here right now, but I will talk to you later on. Bye.